Hi guys, this is Crafty Cat. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. We are here once again with World Watercolor Month and we're going to be using my beautiful Rembrandt watercolors. And we are going to be working on three different prompts today. They are weave, we're doing this weaverbird, tower, we're doing this towering nest, and it's ornate. So it's an ornate towering nest. So those are three words. And I'm going to be using my Artigria size 10 brush. And let's get started. So you guys, as I paint, I am going to fast forward the video and do a voiceover. And I just want to apologize in advance that my air conditioner's on. It's really super hot. We're in a heat wave and our air quality is in the red, so I can't turn it off. I really need it. So I'm just going to turn everything off and do a voiceover, and I'll talk to you again in real time in the end. See you in a bit. All right, guys, so I have sped up this portion of the video 10 times faster than I normally paint. And as you can see, I am doing a wet on wet background where I want to do loose, kind of woodsy colors that are going to be behind the nest. And my plan is just to let the colors kind of swoosh together. I want blue and like a really dark, almost black blue and some green. And I just put some salt on there to get that effect. And now I'm just doing another section of the wet on wet. And I have to do it in sections because this is pulp paper. It's not cotton paper and it's super hot. So even with the air conditioning on, it dries really quickly. So it really is best if you have to do wet on wet with this kind of paper to do it in smaller sections, or else you'll start getting hard edges as the paint dries. So I'm being very generous with my salt, and I'm just kind of painting around the bird, the nest, and the branches. So, and this will be the last painting, you guys, for World Watercolor Month, because the only three words that I have left are for day 28, 30, and 31, and they are weave, ornate, and tower. And weaver birds make these really ornate, towering nests, the males do, in order to attract a female to mate with them. And the females come and they inspect the nest, and if they like it, they stay inside, and then the weaver bird has a little mate. So yeah, I thought that was really cool, and their nests are cool. I'm gonna make my nest more stylized and my bird more stylized, and I'm trying to make it like a kind of ornate background and nest, and just trying to be a little bit more loose with this and more flowy. And yeah, so that is it. We have to let this dry. I'm gonna let it dry overnight. Okay, guys, so this is the next day, and unfortunately, I forgot to turn my camera on. I thought it was on, and I didn't notice it wasn't recording, so you missed me painting the under painting for this nest. But basically, what I did was I went in with my lightest yellow, and then I just kind of drew lines in green where I thought I might want the grass to look like it was woven. And that's when I remembered to turn on the camera. So now you're seeing me just paint over that whole layer in darker colors just to kind of mute it because I didn't like how it was looking and I wanted it darker. And I'm just like dabbing colors and trying to make it look stylized and ornate. And I'm just playing with making grasses, and I do this for a long time. You can look up weaver birds and see their nests. So I'm just taking a Kleenex and lightening the color in the middle because I don't want this to look flat. I want it to look as three-dimensional as I'm capable of painting it. So I was just looking at a little photo on a nature website when I did this. But I wasn't following the photo exactly. I was trying to make it my own and make it more stylized and just use it for an idea of the shapes that I need. And yeah, this is a Baya or Baya weaver, Baya weaver, the name of the bird. And I guess this photo was taken somewhere in Singapore. So anyway, I wanted to change it up enough that I would make it more my own. I didn't want to copy the photo exactly. So now I'm working on the little branches. I have no idea how this is held up. It must be woven into those branches on the back where we can't see them. So and I'm trying to make the branches look more realistic than on anything else in the photo. I don't know why. I thought that would be cool to have just that little aspect more realistic. And now I'm just doing the yellow, the light kind of golden yellow, the warmer yellow, not the cooler yellow for the bird. Because he has like a little yellow head, and then he has some brown on his body, like different shades of yellow and brown. So he's a really cute little bird. And he works really, really hard to attract a male. So I thought this would be fun for my last painting because I really do love birds a lot. And this bird is super cool. And you know, I was very tempted to make a tower nest, like to make the nest look more like a tower. But I thought, no, let's try to keep it wonky and cute the way he built it and then just paint it differently. So I'm just adding some lines to the feathers. And you can see the hole in the nest. I made it dark so that the bird would pop against it. And now I'm just going back and adding some grass lines on the nest to try to make it look more ornate. But really, I didn't have to worry about that because the background looks pretty ornate with the salt. The salt came out really nice. And you just saw with the Kleenex that I was lightening a little bit in the middle. And now I am switching to my Caran d'Ache crayons and I'm going over the leaves and adding some green leaves just to make it look ornate and stylized. And I'm also going with some brown on the bird and also on the nest. Hi guys. Okay, I am back. It is the next day and I had to let all of this dry. It was very wet and we're finished. So let's see what we have. I'm very excited to take this tape off. Hopefully the paint didn't get under. Oh, and the tape is ripping the paper big time. Let's try going from this way, going a little bit slower. All right, there's one. That worked out good, except for the paper ripping. And let's do this side. This side is not ripping at all. And now let's do the top. And you can see where I sketched the branch out of the frame because I wasn't going to paint the background at first. And last but not least, let's do the bottom. Great. It came out really nicely. You guys see that okay? It looks so nice. So you guys, I had a lot of fun painting this. I want texture. I want it like, a lot of painters that I really like, they paint in like this, I call it like the blobby, thick, fat pat. I don't know what it's called. But like there's just big brush marks here and there. So I thought I'll incorporate that just in the top a little bit, right? And then I just want like a mixture of everything. In my mind, that's like a big tree in behind with the leaves, and this branch is kind of dead. There's only a few leaves. And this bird is called a weaver, and they are known for building really ornate tubular nests. The males built them to attract a female. So he dried a little bit lighter than he was. In the when the paint was wet, the darker brown was much browner than that. So I might go over and add a little bit more dark brown to him because he's not quite that yellow. But that's okay too, because my guy could be yellow if I wanted him to be. That's not a problem. So anyway, this is for weave. The nest is woven. And it's for the word ornate. And the bird is called a weaver. So, well, let's say the bird is the weave, because he's the weaver. And the nest is ornate, but it's also a tower. word 31 is tower and word 30 is ornate. So, and then I think the nest is both ornate and tower. And also the way I painted the background and stuff, I wanted it to be ornate. And I just went artistically and did like the woven leaves and grasses through there. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go back and make him browner or not, because like I said, he dried quite a bit lighter. But you know, you do kind of see where the darker brown is here. And if the sun was hitting him, I guess that could work. I'm kind of tired. I mean, you know what I could do? What I could do is take my Caran d'Ache crayons and just go over with some brown and see how that looks. And then we'll get some texture too. So these are watercolor crayons, but you can use them wet or dry. So technically this is not cheating. So let's just go down and cover some of these lines where the brown is a little bit darker. Especially over here and under the face. Let's darken up the face in here a little bit. And up in here. And let's get a big brown one coming down the bottom of this. And let's just go with one kind of lighter brown right here. And I think that's good. Now, I am not going to go over this with water again, because I don't want to undo what I did. I think we'll just leave it textured. I think it looks really pretty for the wings. What do you guys think? So is that cheating? Not adding water at the very end? I don't know, but it's not mixed media because these are watercolor crayons. So it's just that they could be used wet or dry. So it gives you a nice little leg up when you need some texture. So I tried to keep all the colors similar. Like the colors in the branches are also in the bird. The colors in the background are also in the nest, but then also more greens. And I put a little bit of a hint of blue so where you could see the sky coming through the trees a little bit. And all this salt made really cool textures. Look at how nice that is. Isn't that nice? You know what it reminds me of? Queen Anne's lace. So yeah, I think it's really pretty. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I went more stylized with the nest than realistic. So this is the last one for World Watercolor Month, you guys. I will do an overview. We'll do a sketchbook tour later. So this is days 28, 30, and 31. Weave, ornate, and tower. And also the word ornate, in my brain, I thought it was intricate. So for the whole time I was looking and tried thinking what to do, in my brain I was thinking weave, intricate, and tower. But ornate works, and at the end I tried to make it look more ornate. And I even thought about giving the little bird, the little weaver bird, a crown. But then I thought that would ruin the picture, so I didn't do that. Oh, and I used my expensive watercolors that I won during World Watercolor Month the first year. So, Rembrandt plus Caran d'Ache Neo. And I don't know where can I sign this. Maybe over here. There. I always try to sign very unobtrusively. Just get my signature on there, but not in a way that it's going to make the painting look bad. See? So I'll give you a close-up of my bird. And I did go with some white gel pen just to dot the eye and to add some lines. Yeah, the bird definitely needed that brown crayon. It looks great. So anyway, that is it, you guys. I hope you liked it. This is the end of World Watercolor Month. My best friend is in town. She's out at their cottage. I spent the day with them today, plus, part of the day. And my dad and I and my best friend went out to my camp, and we put our water line intake in. So I've got water at the camp now. So I'll be going out to my camp soon. But tomorrow I'm going to my friend's. So what I'll do is I will upload this to go out tomorrow night for you guys. And then I will record a sketchbook tour. Look at that. There's only, I think, 4 pages left in my book. And I would have filled the whole book up if I wouldn't have combined things into one page. But that's okay, because a lot of people just do a really tiny painting. Like for weave, they'll do just a little weave. And like for tower, they'll just draw a little tiny tower. So I put in a lot of work in this one. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Anyway, I'll stop talking now. I hope you liked this. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that like button, the subscribe, the notification bell, all of those good things that help as a channel. And most importantly of all, take care, stay safe, happy crafting. Bye, guys.